Welcome back, everybody, to a defective review of StreamElements sponsorships. We've got two for you today. Star Trek Fleet Command in December, and we did Dice Dreams in January. These were two very different experiences. We got a lot to say about them. First up, let's take a look at how Star Trek went. The game itself was pretty standard. It was a little bit convoluted and confusing. Lots of stuff on the screen at all times. Notifications that wouldn't go away. Lots of distractions from your goals from the campaign in general. For 2 weeks, I believe that level 21 was reachable with substantial spending. Probably 50 or more, probably over the $50 budget. You could have reached level 21. None of our people were able to get there. We did have 3 people hit level 19 in the game, but it wasn't tracked. One of those accounts included my own. And this is an example of the first time I've had issues with StreamElements customer service. I'm really upset about it. I'm still mad about it today. I'm quite frankly furious. If my living situation didn't rely on these sponsorships, I'd probably never do another one. But I reached out because usually when I've had goals that weren't tracked, they're quick to remedy the situation. However, this time, and I've kept the emails, I had multiple problems. My account stopped tracking early, and another friend's account stopped tracking. Basically, everything that I did after my initial stream on my phone didn't count towards the goal. Like, it was clearly broken. They did allow me to screenshot my purchase receipts to get reimbursed, but they didn't. I'm just now noticing that. I'm so mad about this twice, which would have gotten me to right around, it would have gone over the $50 budget. So even with spending over $50, I only made it to level 19. So like, I think that the goals in this one are a little bit too much for the 2-week period, and the $80 for reaching 21 is practically unachievable. So I gave them the rundown of everything that was missing. One level 9 missing because one friend stopped tracking after level 5, or they stopped tracking somewhere. I think somebody didn't track at all. But one friend stopped tracking after level 9, but I didn't even include them. I lowballed it. Because I wasn't positive until later. Another friend was, these are mine. I was missing level 9, 12, 15, 17, and me and somebody else were missing level 19 because I literally watched a friend get to level 17 and then saw in team, got screenshot confirmation that they also hit level 19, and nothing ever popped up. And I mean, that was with like a couple of days to spare. It wasn't at the wire or anything. On top of that was the $39.98 missing from the budget. The budget never updated. And then they gave us the general rundown of ways to make sure that it's being tracked, whatnot. Maybe they refunded me to my card. I don't think so though. Oh, yeah, never mind. I take that back. They did refund me, and I remember getting the refund, but it didn't affect the goal, so I got confused. My bad. So I reiterated again about what was missed, and that I was involved. And I feel like a lot of their system relies on that people aren't used to in a community this small doing this well. And I'm pretty much able to keep track of and keep tabs on everybody participating, so when something doesn't go right, I notice it. And they said that they gathered all their data and everything was accurate and paid for, and that the users won't count to my goals because they didn't meet the valid criteria, which I asked to be clarified because that does not make sense. Because if my account didn't meet the valid criteria, it wouldn't have tracked to 12 and then not track the other levels, because like my account didn't become invalid in the middle of the campaign. It would have made sense if I didn't get like level 1. That could have been something wrong, but the fact that it went part way and stopped means that this answer makes no sense. Another account being valid at 17 and then a day later being invalid for 19 makes absolutely no sense. And they're just taking advantage of the fact that people can't track this. I waited 2 days for a response. They usually respond within like 8 to 12 hours. 2 days after I asked this question, I sent a follow-up because this answer clearly wasn't well put together. It was not correct, and I'm not happy about it. And I want them to clarify what happened or fix their mistake. No response. So I reached back out through the chat portal 5 days after that and never got a response. And I'm furious about this, and I'm not gonna let it go. We're dragging them for this, you know? It's unacceptable. It's horrible customer service, and they're clearly in the wrong from our point of view and our situation. As a result of that, it's one of our worst performing campaigns. It was just borderline untrackable. I'm essentially being shorted, I think I did the math, it's close to $300 short of where it should be. So it went from like being like an average campaign to like, I think the second worst turnover that we've had. And it's super disappointing. We started this campaign right after I released a video, like kind of hyping them up for their customer service. And then, you know, a month later, they pull something like this. I don't know, I feel betrayed, you know? But we move on. We overcome, we survive. I picked up another sponsorship really quickly after that because I want these videos to have two to review on. The sponsorships for the most part have taken a turn lately that I'm not a fan of, and that's that instead of them being 1 and 2 week sponsorships, almost all of them are 30 days now. But I had some time, and it was over the holidays, and I figured we could really grind this one out. And at first glance, Dice Dreams did incredible. It's our highest payout of any sponsorship that we've done so far. It just barely edges out Marvel Strike Force, I believe. Let's take a look. Yeah, Marvel Strike Force, we made roughly $755, and this one is our new top earner at $894. But that's misleading because there's a chunk of it that none of us were able to complete. And I mean, people like legitimately working hard on this, most of them got capped at 30. And that's a month. That's like a level a day. It's crazy. Those of us who hit 60 and 100, we're spending money. I only got to 60 and I've well exceeded this budget. On top of, like, this was a month of people working hard on this campaign and we fell quite short. 250 is nowhere near possible. We were all in the 30 to 60 range coming up into the last week. And if it takes you 3 weeks to get to 30 and 60, there's no way you're hitting 100 or 250. If it took you 3 weeks to get to 100, there's no way you're going to do 150 more levels in 1 week. Yeah, I think I got to 67 on my account. And I don't know, it's just not possible. It's they've inflated your possible outcome with an impossible to reach goal. We spent more on this campaign than we have any other. We had more participants in this campaign than any other, and it was twice as long as any other, and it's only $150 more than a campaign that only took 2 weeks to complete. So if I can make almost $800 in 2 weeks, why would I be like happy about $894 in 4 weeks? Yeah, and every single moment in this game was completely cluttered with ads. There are ads all the way down both sides of the stream, not for other stuff, for the game itself, trying to force you to buy stuff. And the marketplace itself was super toxic. In a comparison of friends' accounts, I noticed that the more you spent, the higher the price went up. Me having spent money on the game could look at my account and look at an account that hadn't spent any money, and the same offer for them would be $5 for their account and $20 for my account, because the game was trying to test how much I would be willing to spend. And that broke me. Eventually, I wasn't willing to spend anything towards it. The game itself is a lot like Monopoly Go, but it is just a worse version and what I believe to be probably a shadier company. One of the biggest downfalls is you're not able to make friends in the game. You have to go through Facebook. And so if you don't have a Facebook account, it is impossible to do a lot of the traits of the game. It punishes you for not having a Facebook account with friends connected to it. And in a regard that just feels like it's data mining for Meta, and we're not a fan of Meta. They're one of the companies that I trust the least with my data. There are cards in the game that you can trade with your Facebook friends. If you don't have any Facebook friends, you're just out of luck, because nobody cares about your cards, I guess. And then there's cards that are restricted to be traded during golden trade events. And I was very hopeful that we could, get those trades in, maybe on stream to promote it during a golden trade event. So I looked up when a golden trade event will be. And the last thing I found was a post 1.5 years ago on Reddit of somebody asking the developers directly on Reddit, when will the next golden trade event be? And nobody ever answered it. And there doesn't seem to have been a golden trade event in over 2 years, and there doesn't seem to be any plans for one ever. The fact that you would have a season of the cards are seasonal, the seasons seem to be about every 2 months, and the fact in that 2 months that you wouldn't have an event to trade those cards is insane. So like, they're not even trying. We had a couple of other things happen that reflects poorly on the game. One friend won a tournament and won a 2,000 dice, I believe, and she's really excited. She won 2,000 dice, and then they took the 2,000 dice away. They took all of them away. Thought it was a glitch, contacted their customer service, and Dice Dreams was basically like, sorry we gave you those dice. Some people got extra stuff by mistake, so we took it all away from them due to a glitch. And that's horrible. Because, I play a lot of mobile games. Glitches happen, mistakes happens. But when Marvel Strike Force or Monopoly Go or something had a glitch in the system that caused people to get too much or too little stuff, the whole response universally for quality organizations is to send out a message apologizing for that glitch and then giving free stuff away. You never take stuff away. You don't punish your player base for a mistake that you made. You reward them as an apology that they had to go through the glitch. As a general result of how glitchy this game was, how data mining it was. Oh yeah, I also was playing on my device, and there's one of the offers that they had, you can pay a little bit of money to get a chest and some other stuff, and if you unlock this one, you can get this chest for free, you can get the next chest for free, and then it goes back up to the top, but you have to get them in order. So after you get the one that you pay for, you should be able to get 2 free chests in succession. And twice I bought that first pack because with those 2 chests it was the most valuable thing being offered. And I was grinding, I was playing this hard. And it would close out to finish the transaction. I'd go back in, I'd have my reward for the purchase, and I'd get those. But it never unlocked and moved over so I could get the free ones. And so I felt a little robbed there also. With all these problems with it, I've firmly committed to what was once a top choice for us to play in Domino Dreams. I will never be touching. They've scorned us. They're practicing unfair practices, in my opinion, and also they're probably just data mining for Meta to fuel its advertising and toxic campaigns. So I'm not gonna put us through this one again. Not once will we be playing Domino Dreams, no matter how simple the campaign looks. But that'll do it for our review. I'm looking at a couple of things. I'm wanting to pick up HelloFresh for the subathon. I'm thinking about doing AFK Journey in the meantime because it's a really short campaign and it won't get in the way of anything. I'll be making a decision on this in the next few days. But that's where we're at right now. A little disillusioned, a little unhappy, feel a little taken advantage of. Do better, StreamElements. That's all I can say. Is there's people who rely on y'all, and you shouldn't be taking advantage of them. I'm in a position where like it barely hurts me, and I'm deep diving these reviews, so all it does is hurt y'all in the long run, and it hurts other smaller creators who might be relying on this. Do better.